Hello. So look what I got. Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection by Mike Dooley. So I've been wanting to get this for a while, and the energy of it felt good, but then there was something holding me back from like fully committing to purchasing it. And so I just had it in my Amazon shopping cart for months, right? And all of a sudden, a few days ago, I woke up in the morning and Universe said, "Oh, go buy this other thing." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went to Amazon to buy that other thing. And then I saw this in my save for later. And all of a sudden I felt it. You know, it had been in my shopping cart for months, but then I felt that feeling like, get it now. And then I was like, okay. Like I double checked with Universe and they said, yeah, get it now. And so I'm not sure what the difference is, but maybe right now, like now, my energy is completely aligned to this deck. So I'm really excited to open it. I removed the wrapping, but I haven't looked inside yet. Thought I would do that with you guys. Okay. So this is how it opens, and it has this little paper thing around it still. The guy, Mike Dooley, I read a little bit about him, and apparently he's this really big entrepreneur, speaker thing, but he started with just selling t-shirts with his mom and his brother with I think they're kind of like with these kinds of messages on them, the t-shirts, and then he had this daily or like weekly email newsletter that he sent out that turned into a daily newsletter, which turned into this deck. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. But yeah, he's actually pretty big, and like he's into the reason why I found him in the first place was because his messages are really similar to Abraham's, right? Abraham-Hicks. And but when I look on his website, he's actually a fan of Seth, you know, the Seth books. And which, you know, if you know Abraham and Seth, they're the same energy, but just interpreted through different people. So Seth is interpreted or was interpreted through Jane Roberts. And with Abraham, it was Jerry Hicks calling, like asking all the questions of the universe, and then the information coming through Esther Hicks, his wife, right? So, but it's the same energy. So, dear fellow adventurers, what started, oh, here we go, here's the story. What started in 1998 as an email sent out weekly to 38 addresses has since blossomed into today's daily notes from the universe sent to over 750,000 subscribers into probably every country and territory on Earth. These notes are brief messages written by the universe, designed to remind you that you have indeed been given dominion over all things. Let these cards be your daily companion. Choose one at random, either each morning or whenever you're in need of insight, direction, or solace. Frame them, carry them with you, or share them with friends and family. You could not be more loved, more powerful, or more deserving of all your heart's desires. Heart desires. You are simply adored. I think that says Mike. I'm pretty sure it does. All right. Mike Dooley is a former PricewaterhouseCoopers international tax consultant turned entrepreneur. He's the founder of a philosophical adventurers club on the internet that's now home to more than 750 members from probably every country and territory on Earth. His inspirational books emphasizing spiritual accountability. He also has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I've seen him on YouTube before. Emphasizing spiritual accountability have been published in 25 languages, and he was one of the featured teachers in the international phenomenon The Secret. Oh, I don't remember him on there. The only thing I really remember about The Secret and it's because I'm such a huge student of Abraham's. Like I read Abraham before I read The Secret or watched The Secret movie. So I'm kind of like, if you know that story about how the person who created The Secret actually started with the premise, with the teachings of Abraham, and then eventually she decided to cut out Abraham's like some parts of the teachings, because she didn't think that the mass consciousness, like most of the world would be, I guess, in a way, like sophisticated enough to understand when Abraham talks about vibrations and energy and stuff like that. So they wanted to edit out some of the teachings, and Jerry and Esther were like, well, that's easy, no. And so they said, okay, we'll just take Abraham completely out of the secret. And they're like, that's fine. And so there are two versions of The Secret that are out. The original version has Abraham in it, and then the newer, the later version, the second version, does not have Abraham in it. So there's that little bit of controversy right there. But yeah, I'm not like that huge of a fan of The Secret, just because I feel like it's like a watered down version that doesn't really talk about spirit and stuff like that much. And plus, I mean, I knew of Abraham's teachings before I knew of The Secret. So anyway, so he is actually in The Secret, but I don't remember that actually. Today, Mike is best known for his free Notes from the Universe emailing, social network postings, and his New York Times bestsellers, Infinite Possibilities and Leveraging the Universe. He lives what he teaches, traveling internationally to speak on life, dreams, and happiness. For more information on Mike's work or to receive his free daily notes from the universe emailings, please visit tut.com. Tut, I believe, stands for The Universe Talks or something like that. I just looked it up. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's something like that. Okay, cool. All right, let's start this way. Over here. Okay. Love in spite of it all. So I like these messages. They're just like really simple, and they're very, very high vibe. Before this odyssey ever began, there was you, your best friends, and wide-eyed curiosity among you about who would be the first to leap, the first to forget, the first to kiss, the first to tell, the first to fall, the first to get back up, and the first to remember that it all began with a dare to love in spite of it all. Is that you, Murgatroyd? The universe. P.S. I remember the glint in your eyes, all three of them. The third eye. So yeah, there's this kind of like light and fun energy to it, because I find like sometimes with spiritual teachers, some of them get really serious, and and the energy, even though they're talking about spirituality, the energy is not that high with some of the teachers. But I like the ones that are like Abraham, that are like just really light and fun, and that that teach, don't take life so seriously, right? Because we're all just spirit having human fun here on physical earth. It's not only about being right. In all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length to considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? The universe. So, yeah. I find that these cards, these messages, they help, I mean, I'm gonna use them in the readings as oracle cards too. And so in situations where maybe you're arguing with somebody, or something. Because like Abraham says something like this too, where it's like, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? And, the answer is be happy. But most people, most people would probably choose being right and feeling, justified in whatever, their point of view is. But if you want to really become more aligned with your spirit, spirit is all about love and happiness, right? You know what to do. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart. Because truly, it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind, the universe. You're destined for greatness on the wings of love. To clarify, the primary roles of love are not to heal, fix, or mend, not to soothe, cure, or ease, not even to refresh, rejuvenate, or restore. Hardly. The primary roles of love are to yahoo, yeehaw, and woo. Get your love on, the universe. That's cute. You were born with that it quality. Do you want to know what's really beautiful? Confidence. Do you want to know what's really powerful? Persistence. Do you want to know what's really sexy? Please, I know about sexy. Not needing to be needed. And if still they don't notice your good looks, your strength, and your sachet, could you feel more sorry for them? Tally ho, the universe. That you have options is meaningful. Rock on. If I could make just 2 wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I also wish that you could somehow know of your unimaginable importance, just as you now are, to the lives of so very many. And of course, I'd wish for even more wishes. Oh shoot. You were such a good idea. Oh, I love this. I love this. I sometimes think about, like, there's this one moment that I had. There was this one time when I was living somewhere else. I walked out of my door and I was in alignment. I felt really happy, and I felt like me and my spirit were one. Like I was just like one being. I was my spirit and I was human. And I felt this. I felt this where it's like I felt the excitement that spirit feels being human. And all I was doing was just walking out my door. It wasn't even like I was achieving anything, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a super proud moment where as a human being I did something amazing. All I did was put on my shoes and walk out my front door. And I felt that kind of like, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud of my self, my existence or something. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it was just like that feeling of connection. But I love this. This is, you were such a good idea. It's like my spirit saying to me, my human being, creating me, the human being, was such a good idea. I love that. I totally love that. Okay, I go where you go. Tell me, are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? That over the weekend, I was at my other job. And I was on the street, and this man called out from the corner of the street. I love your hair. And I looked over and he said, you're beautiful. And I said, and I just waved up at him and I said, thank you. I mean, it was totally like innocent. He wasn't like leering at me or anything, but this just reminded me of that. That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal. That eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. Remarkable are findings exactly. Psst, your divinity is showing the universe. So it's fun when strangers give you compliments and stuff. But that just reminded me of that. Okay, give yourself much more credit. A stranger, then strange preponderance to ponder. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships. And those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. Oh, see, wow, even though I use preponderance ineptly, this one is really good. Please ponder the universe. Karma is on your side. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale, the universe. Most people are just trying to survive. Just remember, most people are so beguiled by your charm, awed by your confidence, and inspired by your choices, they simply forget to say thank you, please, and I love you like crazy as often as they feel the urge. Let's not be one of those people. Thank you, please. I love you like crazy, the universe. Enjoy your extraordinary uniqueness. Do you know what you've created? No, besides an intergalactically known saunter named after you. Inspiration in the eyes that have watched you, hope in the minds that have admired you, and love in the hearts that have known you. And you might ease up on your sachet before someone gets hurt. Not bad, kiddo, not bad at all, the universe. Your treasure is at hand. Sure, you can always find prettier, handsomer, skinnier, wiser, richer, younger, zippier, but more often than not, one learns the most, laughs the loudest, and smiles the widest with those they've already found, especially when they stop looking elsewhere. Actually, zippier is on quite a few lists. Tally-ho, the universe. Treasure is at hand. You're being watched by loving eyes. What if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they too are awesome? Just saying, the universe. P.S. Up for a joust, of course, the rubber thingies. Sometimes some of these you kind of have to like think it over, like what is he saying? Convince yourself, not others. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationships is always self-serving. I think maybe that's why it took me a while to get these cards, because some of the writing, his Mike's style of speaking, style of communication, or just use of words, I might not be completely in alignment with. I mean, not that his vibes aren't good, they are, but it takes me a minute to understand what he's saying sometimes. And I think there is a reason sometimes when there's something that is kind of the right vibe and you feel like you want to have it, but then you hold back, there's some hesitation, there's usually a reason for it, right? So I feel like with these particular cards, even though I like them and they're really pretty and I like what they say and I like their vibration, there's just something about it that's like slightly off. And I think it probably has to do with like, I'm a huge fan of Abraham-Hicks. If you watch any of my videos at all, you know I talk about them all the time. And I've already spoken so much about them in this particular video that I'm used to Esther's use of language in Abraham speak, in like spiritual speak, that because every spiritual teacher uses a different language in a way, right? Like they have their own terminologies, and I'm just so used to Abraham's way of speaking. Like I understand, and also I think that's why certain people are drawn to certain spiritual teachers is one, the language, right? And the words that they use, even though it's, a lot of it is English, but or even if they are English, that different people who speak that same human language, the vibrational language is slightly different, or like maybe their usage of words is a little bit different. That's why you feel drawn to certain teachers and not other ones. Because there are some really popular teachers out there that other people talk about, and then when I watch them, on video or I read their works like written, I'm not quite as drawn to those certain ones that are really popular, and I always go back to Abraham. And it's just like with Abraham, their book is what I started with. Ask and it is given. And then even when I heard Esther on audio and stuff like that, or on video, that there was just a complete alignment there where everything they said made sense. Everything that they wrote made sense to me completely. So and it doesn't mean that the other teachers are wrong in what their messages or anything like that. I think it's just like a personal, like how your individual energy matches up with like whichever teacher you're looking at, right? Like with their energy, like there's just a certain resonance with certain teachers, each individual has. So even like speaking of like Seth, right, with Jane Roberts and Seth, I've read their books, and their information is very, very similar to Abraham's, but it's like Jane's way of writing and just her as a person, a personality, like it doesn't connect with me as completely as the way Esther and Jerry and Abraham do. So I find that interesting, even though like Seth and Abraham are the same energy, but when translated through the different, human beings, right? Jane and Esther, there's a difference there. And yeah. Anyway, anyway, time for a love fest. Wait, did I read this one? Okay, let's read this one again. I don't remember if I read this one. Convince yourself, not others. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationships is always self-serving. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. Hi-ho, the universe. Okay. Time for a love fest. Actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize chances of a full-blown 60s style psychedelic love fest, which is always a good thing. Groovy you, the universe. It's not as if you need anyone. For as long as you wish to keep them in your life. Wait, I think tonight is the full moon. I have to check, but I believe it is. For as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understanding them, as opposed to changing them, will wildly improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Oh wow, how I love you, the universe. You glow, we beam. Thanks. In case anyone should ask, your heart isn't so large because of your wings. It's your wings that are so large because of your heart. Sometimes loving so much can be pretty heavy. Thanks for all you've shared, the universe. P.S. It's just another one of those nutty body algorithm things. Speaking of hearts and wings, so I read somewhere that the wings are an emanation of the energy that's spread out from the heart chakra. So you only see them as wings because it's an emanation of the energy from that particular area, right from the heart space, right? So that energy like spread out, it looks like wings. So that's why like Pegasus is because the Pegasus is horse with wings, right? It's because their heart chakra energy is emanating out, and thus you see them as wings. And same thing for angels. So I read that somewhere. That just reminded me of that. And I also want to tell you this other story about when I saw my wings. There were a few times when, so I have this association with angels, right? I think I probably said it in one of my other videos before where I talked about the first time angels came to me, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I was planning to talk about it in an angel video. I just never got around to it. But I think it was like okay, back to Abraham again, right? So I discovered Abraham through Wayne Dyer seminar, and because he talked about them writing the forward, or no, he wrote the forward to their book, Asking It Is Given. That's what it was. So he was talking about the book, and he was talking about Abraham and how he wrote the forward to it. And then so I was like, who is this Abraham person that he keeps talking about? So I looked them up, and I was like, oh wow. And so I got their book, and so it came in the mail, and I was reading it that first night, and I loved it so much. Like I couldn't get enough of it, and I had to go to sleep because it was nighttime. I went to sleep, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I need to read some more of that book. And so I woke up in the middle of the night so that I could read just like a couple more chapters of it. It was like the first time I'd ever I'd ever been so drawn to something, a book, you know. And I was reading, I was laughing because I was resonating so much with what they were saying. And then and I believe it was the very next day. If it was not the next day, it was somewhere, it was really it was around that time period, okay? And I was going about my day, and I kept hearing the word angel in my head. It was like, this is my psychic channels opening, right, where I was hearing things, and I was receiving messages in my head, and they kept dropping the word angel in my head. And it's like if you've ever experienced this, it's not like I've heard voices too, like actual voices in my head, but this was like you're not thinking it yourself, and it's like somebody else drops a thought into your mind. Like you're doing something else, and all of a sudden somebody drops the word angel in your head. That's what it felt like, right? And so they would do that throughout that day. And I'm like, okay, I understand. Angel, you're telling me angel, so what are you saying about that, right? So I was asking them, I was like, what do you mean? I get it, angel, but what do you mean by that? Like, because I didn't grow up religious. I had no associations with angels, right? So except that I thought they were these little babies with wings, you know, cupids. That's the only thing that I knew about angels, was like the imagery that you see on cards and things like that. And then that night I was in between sleeping and awake. I was kind of half asleep, and then they dropped another message in my head, and they said, "Messenger of God." And I woke up, and I was like, "Oh, they were answering my question." Because all day I had been asking them, "What do you mean by angel?" And they said, "Messenger of God." And I'm like, "Oh." And then so ever since then, like, I've gotten really interested in angels because they're talking to me about angels. Like, the universe is talking to me about angels, and I'm like, okay. So I started looking up angel stuff, right, online, and I started studying up on what are they, who are they, what do they do, and then I experienced these angel healings through Doreen Virtue. She used to be the angel lady, right? She used to do that kind of energy work, and she doesn't do that anymore. She became born again, like, I believe a few years ago, so she stopped doing any of that. But at the time that I was receiving these angel messages, she was still doing that. So I did a couple of healings with her, like, just like group healings online, and that's when I met Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, and those are my two angels that I primarily work with. And so anyway, there's more to that angel story, but basically with the wings, I started having dreams, right? And this one time I had a dream where I was walking down the street, and I saw an angel walking the other way towards me, and he had like big wings, and then I was like so jealous. I was like, I wish I had wings like that. And then so that angel passed me, and I was like envious, right? I mean, not in a bad way, but just like wishing that I had wings like that too. And then I turned and I looked at the building that I was walking alongside, and the building was reflective, like, where when you look at it, it's almost like a mirror, right? The glass on it is almost like a mirror. So I saw a reflection of myself, and I had wings on me too. It was a different color from the other person's, like mine were pink. And I was like, oh, I didn't have to be jealous at all because I have wings too. So that was one of my first angel wing dreams. And then this other time, and it wasn't a dream, but I had just done a healing on this lady that came into the office that I used to work in. She was having some kind of like mental breakdown because something happened to her, and she was freaking out, and she was like ready to have like an anxiety attack, and she was looking straight at me, like, we don't know each other, right? But she's looking straight at me, and she goes, I'm about to break down. Like, she said it quietly, like calmly, but you could see in her eyes that she's freaking out, right? So then like, my manager was standing right there working with her, getting her information for whatever she was in the office doing. And I just looked at her and I said, do you want me to do something to help you feel better? Because, I mean, I don't want to just jump in and do stuff, right? And then she looked at me and she goes, yes. And it's almost as if she knew. And later on, when we talked later on, it turned out that she is into like energy work and stuff like that too. So what happened was, like, I sat her down in the middle of the office and I gave her an energy healing right there, to help her get back into her body, right? Because her spirit was leaving her body because her human body was feeling traumatized by what happened and to her. And so after that, I gave her a ride back to where she needed to go. And in the car, I was saying to her, I was like, I know you probably think it's weird and stuff, but I'm going to tell you anyway, but you have angels with you. And she said, oh my God, I was just about to say, I think my angels sent me to you, because like the energy healing really helped her and she felt so much better. And so we talked a little bit, and she said that she did she got healings before, and she got readings before. And I told her, I said, well, I'm actually trained in clairvoyance, and I told her like a little bit about my background and stuff. She goes, oh my God. And she goes, here, let me give you my information. Contact me if you ever decide to go into this professionally, and I'll be your first customer. And she's so sweet. But anyway, the story about the wings is that, so I dropped her off, and then I continued on, with the rest of my work day. And I went into the bathroom later on in the afternoon. I went into the bathroom. I was thinking about the lady. And then all of a sudden, in my clairvoyant eye, I saw like little baby wings on my back. Like clairvoyantly, I saw my angel wings coming out, like small. Like I'm not fully, waving them around, but they're just like little baby angel wings on my back. And it was that lady validating, my healing abilities. And so anyway, that's my angel story. See me in their eyes. Whenever conferring with another, either face to face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or sentient tree, always speak to them highest with them. Always speak to the highest within them. It makes such a difference. Amen. The universe. Yes, yeah. As if some trees weren't sentient. Glad you caught that. Yeah, I like this. So the see me in their eyes, the me is universe. See the universe in their eyes. In everyone. That's how I do readings. Is that I see the spirit in the person. So I'm in that high vibration during the communication. I heart you. If everyone really knew how much they were loved, not only from above, but by those now in their life, there'd be little hearts drawn on everything from wheelbarrows to skyscrapers to jumbo jets. And I so look forward to that day, big heart universe. Oh, that is so cute. I do draw little hearts on everything. Earlier disappointments were just rehearsal for the great stuff coming your way. Yes. Never regret love, no matter how blind. It improved your vision. Ooh, I like that. No matter how foolish, it made you wiser, and no matter how generous, it made you more. Hubba hubba. The universe. I like that. You might not know now, but you will. Think of someone very, very special to you. Now feel yourself bursting with love for them. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak them in that love. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak yourself in my love. Now feel it always, the universe. This is how you can do a healing too, an energy healing for someone or for yourself. It's all in the mind. They chose you. You might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a bit, but there are those who chose this very lifetime, in large part knowing you'd be there. Now, that's what we call a reputation. Hugs the universe. This is about like the people that you feel are soulmates or from your soul family. You know? Love is never in vain. When you finally see what this whole time-space thing is all about, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to be so happy you loved as much as you did. Dotingly, the universe. Yes. What you give will come back. When in doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender, make peace. When there's no doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender, make peace. Did I make life too easy? The universe. Huh. P.S. There's no doubt who is number one in my book. Shh. If they once loved you, they still do. Ooh. Did you get that? That's a message for somebody. Somebody watching this video, if they once loved you, they still do, okay? Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. You changer the universe. What would love do? Do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. The universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Keep it simple. Old souls use words very sparingly, except, of course, for I, love, thank, you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now. The universe. P.S. Which sounds much better than wow, now, I love you. What? Sequence is important. Okay. Dwell on what you love. Asking someone to change is like pruning a tree. Neither will ever be the same again. Scarier still is that you can't quite know in what new directions they'll grow. I wouldn't change a leaf on you, the universe. Time to make a demonstration. The older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say I love you. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk beside. Utterly fearless, the universe. This reminds me of like babies and little kids. I don't really believe in the old soul concept. That some souls are newer and therefore less enlightened or whatever, like some people say. I think we're all very wise and old in the sense that our souls have been around forever, and I just feel like the babies and like little kids, there's so much closer to their spirit. There's so much more in alignment with their spirit because they haven't been on physical earth for that long yet, where you know they can come across things that can make them less connected, right? And so it's easier for them to make friends and connect with people and be okay with everything and hold hands with people and just be happy, you know? But we can all be like that. We can all be like little kids. Honor thyself. Just curious, when was the last time you looked into a mirror and addressed yourself as gorgeous, magnificent, or sublime? I do that sometimes. I look in the mirror and I say, you're so cute. It matters. Here's looking at you, gorgeous, the universe. P.S. Okay, hubba counts. You should do that. Whoever's watching this, go to the mirror and just look at yourself and just give yourself compliments. Make yourself feel good. You've got time. Ever wonder what would make life's fleeting pain and sorrow totally and unquestionably worth it? Wait, totally and unquestionably worth it. How about living forever? wildly in love and loved wildly. Yes, you have so much to look forward to, the universe. No two flowers are the same, yet all are beautiful in their own way. Yes, yes, yes. Comparisons are odious because they presume all other things are equal, which is never the case. Between me and you, the universe. Apples and oranges, right? Cannot compare. Hubba hubba. You know that dreamy look of deep soulful love you've sometimes seen in the eyes of another as they gazed into your own. Expect a lot more of it. Woohoo, the universe. Everyone is doing their best. There are really only two types of people, those you now love and those you will love, until there's only one type of person, and then we'll probably hit replay. The game of love. The universe. Prepare to be astounded. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy. Everyone, always, forever. And prepare to be astounded, the universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big-time manifester? You have what it takes. Always follow your heart. Unless it's been broken, then you must lead it. Oh, back into love. Got it. The universe. P.S. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again? Oh, I like this. Lead your heart back into love. Change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now. Tally ho, the universe. All there is to love has been there all along. When you begin to find love in people and places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. You so rock, the universe. Yeah, this happens to me all the time where I go to the same place that I've been to before, but it looks different to me, and there's something that I appreciate about it, and then I wonder, wait, was this mural here the last time I came here, or am I just seeing it with new eyes? And I'm pretty sure, I mean, sometimes it is a new thing that I've never seen before in the same place, but a lot of times I think it's because I'm just looking at it with new eyes because I'm different. I've grown. Sometimes the good is hidden. Find the good in what they said or asked. It's always there, even if they didn't mean for it to be there. Sherlockly yours, the universe. P.S. Clues for what you want are hidden all around you. That's true. That is very true. Things are about to get really juicy. A little heads up on an addiction that afflicts all really old souls. Giving love eventually becomes an even greater need than receiving love. See, you're not strange. Love the universe. Do something new, something different. Ever notice how it's easier to fall in love and to be fallen in love with when you're busy? Thank goodness I'm you, the universe. That's true. That is very true. It's like when you don't notice it, it shows up. You are adored. Don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you, and I know everyone. Precious, the universe. Be true to yourself. You may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always figure out what's going on in yours. Tally ho, universe. You know what? I'm going to look this up. What does tally ho mean? This is what I'm talking about, where I don't know Mike Dooley's language and the way he uses words, because I haven't. Sometimes, maybe it's just a different part of the country that he's from, maybe. I'm looking it up right now. What does tally ho mean? I know it means something good. Okay, used to urge hounds on during a fox hunt. Oh. Used in fox hunting to urge the hounds on when a fox is sighted. It's a hunting cry. All right. Okay. That's why I didn't understand it. It's a hunting term. Yeehaw. When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their yeehaw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. You have more options than you realize. It sure is hard to get angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons you love them. And you can, the universe. Love is the reason. Each person in your life is there for a reason, and that reason always has something to do with love. Like me, the universe. Forgive. Of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs, the universe. There isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. The only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. Ho, the universe. Pucker up, buttercup. Being fair and reasonable will earn you respect and admiration, but being genuinely kind will make you a total love magnet. Go for love magnet. The universe. Those you love you. To be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they're watching. Tally ho, the universe. You will be surprised. Ask with love, and their answer may surprise you. Yet, whatever their answer, be happy, and this may surprise them. Hi, it's love and I, the universe. Be happy anyway. Things are not as excuse me. Things are not as they appear. The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. Brain freeze, the universe. Love doesn't have to mean near. Some are better loved at a distance. For a while anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally ho, the universe. There's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. I always say this. Some people's questions that they ask during readings, there's always a deeper reason than the surface reason that they're asking their question. Guidance, attention, help, maybe. Love, always. Criticism, never. The question was, what to give others, if anything at all? Isn't it fun being you, the universe? Start where you are. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone. Next, the universe. Turn on your love light. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me, the universe. You needn't worry. There's no one in your life who hasn't always loved you. They're all just learning how to show it. Big sillies, the universe. You'll find what you seek. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. Don't be misled. When fear speaks, it's always wrong, unless being chased by wildebeests. And when love speaks is always right and usually bouncy. Game on, the universe. Create space for new love. Last one. When a thing hurts your eyes, stop looking at it. When it hurts your ears, stop listening to it. And when it hurts your heart, stop justifying it. I love you so much, the universe. Ooh, deep. New love. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, looking at all the cards. Thank you so much for watching. I will meet with you again next time. Okay.